It's the start of a new era. It's time to learn about the new laws in real estate and what it means for your business and your investments. I am wearing black because this is going to be an extremely boring video about laws and things that you need to know, but we're getting into it today on Keri TV. Keri White, real estate agent in beautiful Los Angeles. Let's go. All right, so listings. Listing agreements are now capped at 24 months. You are no longer allowed to have a listing that is longer than 2 years. However, if you are not a natural person, an LLC, a corp, etc., you can have a listing that's longer than 24 months. What if you have a listing longer than 24 months and it's the new year? It is now void. Crazy. Okay, very important to know. Next, flipper disclosures. I like this one a lot. So if a home has sold in the last 18 months, and this only applies to 1 to 4 residential properties, so if you have a single family or up to 4 units, and you accept an offer within 18 months of that purchase, you as the seller are obligated to disclose the following. 1, the seller must disclose repairs and renovations when performed by a contractor with whom the seller entered into a contract. 2, the name of each contractor and their contact information. Holy cow, that is impossible to get now, by the way. And 3, any permits obtained, or if not obtained, the contact information of who the third party who can provide the permits. This is going to change a lot of flippers' regular day-to-day here. So this new law should actually have little effect on the transaction process because the seller is already required to provide an SPQ, a seller property questionnaire, and a TDS, but in fact, it is very difficult to get a list of the upgrades done or a list of the contractors or the permits when you are buying a flipped home for some reason. I usually have to beg for it over and over again. You usually see a line like, home was remodeled, and you're like, that doesn't fly. But anyways, I'm really excited about this new law. All right, this other one, this is actually very exciting. Forget all that black and boring stuff. ADUs may now be separately transferred as a condo. So if you have a house and there's an ADU on the back, you now have a multifamily property. That is epic. So AB 1033, the technical term, now grants the ability, there's an ordinance, that people can sell or convey their property as an ADU as a condo. This is amazing. The bottom line, though, with this is that there probably won't be that many ADUs selling because the restrictions around how this will happen are going to be pretty stringent and difficult. If you've ever done a small lot subdivision, you know how hard it is to get new HOA docs, CC&Rs, insurance, that whole thing. You also have to have several lien holders all involved. Either way, there's going to be some conditions, but this is really, really exciting news. And just like when ADUs came out 5 or 6 years ago, we're all going to navigate these together with our awesome title reps. All right, another rule. This one, I like the online world, so we'll give this one a thumbs up. You are now allowed to notarize documents online. Woo! So California notaries are not presently allowed to or permitted to do a notarization online, but under SB 696, they will be authorized to do so. So that's pretty exciting. They have some features and security and anti-fraud mechanisms that they're putting in with this to prevent identity theft, but I think this will be pretty exciting for people. This one, hopefully none of you are in small claims, but it happens. So the limits for small claims court has increased, probably because of inflation. So presently, the small claims court limit for a natural person is $10,000 for the first 2 claims in 1 calendar year. But under this new law, it's increased to $12,500. But for a non-natural person, that is $5,000 for the first 2 claims in 1 calendar year. This is now increased to $6,250. So you have 10 to $1,250 and 5 to $6,250. How do you know if you're natural? As I may have said earlier, natural is an individual, non-natural refers to LLC, corp, trust. As you may or may not know, in a real estate transaction, the buyer and seller are obligated to mediate and arbitrate before they go to small claims, so this may not have a big impact on our everyday transaction. All right, the environmental hazard booklet is going to be updated. This new law will update that standard seller disclosure to add 3 new chapters related to wildfires, climate change, and sea level rising. So that's going to provide consumers with really valuable information regarding these risks. In addition to that, the natural hazard disclosure statement, these are all seller disclosures, will now specifically identify high and very high fire hazard severity zones. Yeah, so this will be really helpful for people that are looking in the hills of Palisades, Brentwood, Hollywood Hills, because they don't really know how bad are the fires around here. Next up, are you a landlord? Do you have a tenant? It is so important to know about this. Landlords are no longer allowed to take more than 1 month security deposit. It does not matter if it's furnished. Now, is there an exception to this? Yes. If you are a small landlord, as they say, so 1 to 4 units, meaning a single family home or up to 4 units, then you can take more than 1 month deposit, furnished or not furnished. This is pretty interesting of a change. It doesn't matter if they have poor credit or poor income, 1 month is the limit. And if you have a deposit that is higher, you are grandfathered in, so you don't need to give that money back. By the way, a family trust can qualify as a small landlord as well as an LLC, but speak to a real estate attorney about these items. Next one. This one is very interesting. I like this one. As a landlord, you're now allowed a no-fault eviction based on owner move-in and based on substantial rehabilitation. So if you want to move in, you or your family, or you want to rehab, you are now allowed to evict the tenant. So under this new law, you're allowed to terminate the tenancy based on the owner's intent to move in. You have to specifically state who it is, when they're moving in. You have to state the rehab, when it will happen, how long it will be. If you don't, then you will end up in violation of the TPA. So again, speak with a real estate attorney about this, but this could open up some options for a lot of landlords out there. And by the way, don't ever evict someone without consulting a professional. These laws are constantly changing. I love my CAR, California Association of Realtors magazine, because it gives me all this up-to-date information. And make sure when you're buying, selling, when you're a landlord, when you're dealing with tenants, that you constantly are consulting with your real estate agent or your real estate attorney to make sure you are doing the right thing. And if you need a good real estate agent, I happen to know one. We are here at our new offices at 1207 Montana in Santa Monica. We'd love to see you come by. We are still a little under construction. That's why we're in the corner here, because this is the pretty part of the office. And again, if you are looking for help with buying or selling, we have a wonderful brokerage here of agents who are here to help. Thank you for watching. If you like this, share it with a friend, and I will be impressed if you can name back all of those new laws. See you soon.